Check it out.
Neck really hurts.
I see you. I'm like, huh, what was you doing?
Hey.
Like that, Brody? Why your neck hurting like that, Brody? Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I woke up, like my right ass cheek like on the side.
What were you doing, Brody?
Exactly, bro. I don't know. Like, I was like, maybe because I slept on my back. I don't usually sleep on my back. Like, I feel like when I woke up, I was on my back. I could fall asleep on my back, but I usually end up tossing and turning. I feel like I didn't toss and turn. So I feel like I slept like that all night. But I was like, why is it one ass cheek? Like the side of the ass cheek. Like, it's not like the whole ass. So I'm like, what's going on? I told my mom, she looked at me like, and I was like, bro, don't look at me like that. Like, bro, I'm celibate for 3 months, bro. Don't look at me like that. Nah, it's my mom still thinking I'm a virgin, bro. That shit like was confirmed to me. Down with the purity stance.
Listen, man, let's keep blissful ignorance.
Literally, bro, what she don't know won't hurt her.
Blissful ignorance.
With that being said, what it do is go is popping off. It's your homie ATM.
It's your boy, oh.
And we are the Lingo Baby, back and better than ever. It don't really feel like that. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Niggas is kind of tired.
Yeah, no, we just complain about your ass hurt, my neck.
Yeah, his neck hurt. And it both sound wacky. It's not what y'all think. There's no context right now. But you know, niggas is valid on these sides.
How are you otherwise?
I'm good. I feel like, you know, I started in November and I was like, yeah, I'm taking a break from people. Like, I don't want to see people. And y'all got me out the house very quickly within the first week. You know,
I said the same shit.
Nah, I mean, I'm still going to hold to it. Like, I'm just going to be a lot more selective. I feel like, you know, through October, I had a lot of, like, responsibility of, like, hosting people and, like, showing people around. So I feel like I was always in people's energy. Yeah. Like, I feel like at least I'm going to be more, like, intentional in November and more selective. But you and Malik got me out the house yesterday. Went to a performance that Malik performed in, as well as our prior guest, Johnny Champagne.
Yeah, his little moment on stage. Yeah. So shout out East Berlin, shout out Afterthought, you know, Coastal Connect. Like,
great show.
That was a great fucking show.
Great variety of artists, too.
Yeah. You know what's so funny you say that? Because, like, I was talking to the host of the whole show. I was, like, trying to wonder, like, yo, like, you know, when's Malik going on and everything? And he sent me, like, the run of show. And he's like, okay, cool. Like, right now, this is the first dude was Toby. He's like, all right, Toby, he's not on here. I was just like, and towards the end, I realized it was Afterthought and he was a headliner and special guest. Heavy on the special guest because, man, I felt like, you know, he brung out all of the Bay, you know, saying a whole bunch of Bay artists. And that, I don't know, that felt really refreshing to me. Just to have all these different people who are not from here, you know, different perspective, you know, get to chat them up. I had a great fucking time.
No, yeah. So I ended up getting there a little late and I had to leave a little early, but the couple artists like I was able to speak to, they were really cool. I really like Sherry from Brooklyn, Aphrodite. She was cool. I really liked her set. It was very like if Rico Nasty was born and raised in Brooklyn. That's what it felt like to me.
Oh yeah.
That's really what it
When you say it like that, facts.
Bro, as she was performing, like I was just like the screaming, raging energy. I was like,
it's for the ladies.
Yeah, I was like, this feels like if Rico was born and raised here. Like that's what it felt like for me, for sure.
No, I super fuck with her energy because she came when she was supposed to be before Malik.
Okay.
She came after Malik.
Yeah, she showed up late. She was like, I walked in and Malik was on stage. I was like, yo, you're funny. Like,
she completely supposed to be before, and then she went to the host and was like, was there a female vocal on the mic yet already? And he was like, yeah. And it's like, okay, because, you know, once I come on, so he'd be like, this is for the ladies, lead artists. I was like, yo, I fuck with you, your whole brand, your aesthetic. Like,
yeah, she's cool.
It was hard as hell. Definitely Rico Nasty from Brooklyn.
Yeah, like, that's definitely what it felt like. No, but it was cool. It was great. I feel like these last, like, 3 months specifically, like, with you, I feel like me and you have, like, exposed ourselves to a lot of art from, like, just up-and-coming people, whether it's, like, the open mic night at Lips or, like, even just overall, like, things like the show we went to in Cuse, like, you know, like, I think that's really dope. It's been dope because I like going to events where it's like I either don't know anybody performing or I know like one person performing because it means everybody else is brand new to me. So that's what it felt like yesterday. It was nice. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, the spot was really intimate.
It was like a very intimate spot. Like corner. I was like, this is. First of all, it was like I didn't know it was like a bar restaurant kind of vibe. So I didn't know what I was walking into. Like I thought I was walking into like a bigger event space. So when I got there, I was like, oh, this is really intimate. But I was like, I like that a lot.
Yeah, me too.
No, it was dope. It was really nice also to like just see Malik perform in general. I'm sorry, it's really weird saying his name. He like 5 feet away from me right now. So he's literally like off camera right there. So it's like weird. I feel like I'm talking about you, but you had a great set.
You did great, kid.
Yeah, we love you. I don't know if you saw my message. No, you're good. It was so funny because somebody took a video from right behind me and Omari during one of Malik's performances, like during his Rockstar song. That was like, that's how I classified it because I love that track. And you just see Omari recording going crazy and you see me like going off. And I'm like, wow, we're really his two biggest fans right now. It was nice. It was very like, it was a great time. I had a great time. How are you?
Yo, I feel like I'm just coming down off that. A big part of that performance was we had an internal objective of getting like footage for like an upcoming tracks, like visuals and like I don't know if you saw like the back room in the back. Yo, that shit look crazy, yo. Like it's giving what it looked like. It gave Belly. The intro scene, I was just like, yo,
like walking through,
And shout out Ken, he was there with like this throwback like camera. Canon. It was hard. I think it's all gonna come together pretty dope. But nights like those, just like what I really love. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to network and talk to all these different people. Everyone was just so dope, and they brought their own thing. Like that live band though, Afterthought shit, the saxophone, the keys, and the dude on drums, he like right before, like right as soon as I got to the venue, we were chilling in the back. Link was doing something. I was talking to Johnny, and then his name is Alan. So he like randomly we're talking. He was talking to Johnny about like music theory things, like deeper than that, like like talking about music at the molecular level. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Talking about waves, and he was like, oh yeah, they got a 15-inch speaker, which is pretty dope, but we got an 18-inch, you really can hear it. I was there like, nah, I don't know. He's spitting, though. I don't know what he's talking about, but he's spitting. I feel it's like music Bill Nye. Like, that was the energy he was giving. And then to see him, performing those drums, I'm like, oh, now I know. Because he was going crazy on the drums. Yo, the sax, everything. Like, the whole energy. I was talking to Afterthought, and I was telling him, like, yo, this performance was giving me, like, family reunion, comedy special, and a headlining concert all at the same time, like just constantly bringing up all your features and, unreleased stuff, just giving everyone their flowers. And towards the end of the show, you definitely felt it. Everyone came up to the stage, like there were moments where, and I love when artists do this, like they bring up their feature artists, the people that they want to bring out, and they come off the stage, They interact with the audience while, the feature is like rocking the mic. And I fucking love that. That was 10 out of 10. No, yeah. I had a great fucking time,
Same.
Shout out to Sean, too.
Shout out to being able to get him in. No lie.
You know what I'm saying? I had, my mentee, my favorite son. They was talking about you can't get in here without no vaccine. Boy.
Without ID.
Had to finagle, you know what I'm saying?
And what's so crazy? I was like, if it's a white person, they're more likely to, like, confuse the ID. Mm-hmm. When Homeboy was checking the ID and vax, he fully covered your face. Not Deshaun, the security nigga. Mm. So he didn't even look at the face on the ID. And I was like, that's beautiful. Yeah. And I was like, it's pretty close.
Yeah, black skin, beard.
Like, it's reasonably close. I was having a bad day, bro. That's why I'm not smiling.
It's dark. Yeah, he was wearing a silk. I feel like it was great.
It was a good time, though. I had a great time, I think. I don't know, I feel like we say it in some way, shape, or form, like, every episode, but I feel like being able to be surrounded by, like, artists who are doing their shit and just, like, making their music and putting it out there, like, it's overall inspiring, to whatever we do, whether it's, our own music or this or that, like, I feel like, there's just always something heartwarming about seeing people do what they love to do, for sure. Great time.
1,000%.
No,
Shout out
great
independent
time.
artistry. That was a night for independent artists for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and speaking of inspiring, but I feel like talking about this next artist, he's the man who likes to inspire chaos.
Yeah.
Call him the enemy of peace.
Yeah.
Mr. Kanye West on Drink Champs.
Facts.
Like, you know how we do a podcast. Like, we love podcasting, something that we've been doing for years, and you know, keeping up with podcasting on a professional level. Noriega and this podcast, Drink Champs, they had a star on there, Kanye fucking West. I remember seeing that it was gonna drop with the whole like Drink Champs Donda thing. I was just like, what the fuck is gonna happen? What what realm is this
gonna go in? Yeah.
It happened exactly as I thought it would.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
a lot of tyranny. A lot of controversy.
OD controversy. It's all like, because I feel like if you let Kanye, like, he's like a hose. If you let him go,
he's gonna keep going. Yeah.
And I was like, at moments like that shit was hilarious. And like, it reminds me of a question that you brought up to me, and about like a lot of topics that people have been talking about. It was just like, this wasn't a good interview though.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Like, from a journalism like perspective, like, and I feel like a lot of like quote unquote real journalists out there like would agree with me. Like, will it be probably the most entertaining interview of the year? 100%. I feel like,
Are interviews supposed to be entertaining, or?
I mean, that's just like, I guess that's a matter of opinion. Like, I guess that's not like really like an objective thing to say. But I feel like for me, like, you didn't succeed in getting an interview just because you got the name behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't succeed in getting a good interview because I interviewed like Hove. You know what I'm saying? Or because I interviewed this person. I feel like it's really about the quality of the conversation you have. And I feel like, I don't think the purpose of an interview, like, is or should be to make niggas laugh, like, or make niggas, like,
But it wasn't like, I feel like it wasn't lined up to be jokey.
It wasn't, like, I don't think, like, like, that might not have been, like, the intention, but I feel like he was also allowed to say a lot of shit with the reception of, like, Nori and... What the fuck is that other guy's name?
Yo, what's so crazy? I didn't want to disrespect. I wanted to get his name too, but I was just like, fuck it.
I don't know his name.
DJ Ian.
That dude. The dude with Nori on Drink Champs.
From Miami.
I'm sorry, guy.
Miami
I'm
legend.
sorry, bro. I know Noriega. Anyways, point is...
No disrespect.
No disrespect. Not at all. Like,
No
you know what I'm saying?
disrespect.
Like, but my point is that, like, when the interviewer... then meets everything with a laugh or with a joke, you take it to that realm of everything being comedic. Because, but if you sit there, like, for example, when he was like, oh yeah, the biggest mistake I ever made was signing Big Sean.
Why is that?
Why, and it's also, like, your reaction, like, okay, but why? And then when he's like, oh, because this, that, and the third, you're like, okay, then why do you think that was your biggest mistake? Like, you keep feeding off what the person gives you, and I feel like your end goal should have a conversation that came out of it that, like, truly informed people about something.
Yeah.
I feel like we just kept getting informed about... I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I feel like people got new information.
Yeah. I would say
it's
to
like
to
weird,
your point, because I've watched a lot of Drink Champ episodes, you know what I'm saying? And usually Noriega has, like, he asks someone a question, or, like, they'll go on and, like, the interviewee would say something, and he'd be like, and he'll double it down and get into it. I feel like Kanye just didn't give him, like...
that space.
Space, I think the episode ran longer than anticipated, because if you watch to the end, it's like a 2 hour long episode.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours.
And, like, the credits just come in, mid-conversation. They didn't really, like, end like usual Drink Champ episodes. So I'm thinking, like, he also knew that... And like even things like earlier when, like, Kanye mentioned, he can pretty much affirm a Donda Deluxe, right? For me, I'm interested in, like, oh, okay, like, tell me more about that shit, like, and it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe because they were drinking and smoking, and like it kind of crossed. But I feel like he does this on every episode.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I feel like what do you tell Kanye? Like shut up or like stop talking. Like,
and it's like that's also my thing. Like the reason I also won't put like a full like accountability thing on like the Drink Champs host is because like. And this is like just coming from personal experience of us having interviews. Like, yo, sometimes you could really only do so much, and you could really only get so much out of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it.
DJ EFN.
It is EFN. Cool.
Great guy. No, really.
Like so, like for example, like I've seen snippets of like the DMX like episode, and like that was a great one, and I'm just like. But you also realize who you're talking to. Mm-hmm. You're talking to like a grown man who's
a lot more tempered.
Like come through like a lot of shit and is now at a grown age where he's able to now express his shit with wisdom. Kanye literally sat on that episode and said, every time I say something, it's, oh, he's having an episode. And he's not wrong, bro. Like, I feel like once he came out as bipolar, everything then just started going under that umbrella. Yeah, and everybody started putting stuff under that umbrella for him. Which is not fair, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, at the same time, like, I feel like there's like this thing now of like, a switch, not even a switch, I would say like a weird safety net. For him and for the public, you know? You get what I'm saying?
I agree with that. And I feel like the key example of that in the episode for me was the Just Blaze.
The Just Blaze shit, yeah.
And it's just like, because I feel like if anyone else would have said that about Just Blaze, and for people from context who were saying like, Just Blaze is a
copycat.
He called him a copycat. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And like, I don't know. That's like calling someone like Mozart, you're a copycat, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This is someone who has a successful career in music producing, and they were talking about the blueprint. And funny enough, even Jay-Z commented on it.
Yeah, Jay-Z came out in Netflix Netflix has like this like they're doing
the Black Western.
Yeah, no, because he there's the Black Western that just dropped on Netflix. The Harder They Fall, I believe it's called. And now Netflix has like this weird like Clubhouse-esque kind of chat thing going on.
Yeah, it's Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter. Was it? Yeah, mm-hmm. It was Twitter.
Yes, it's like a Twitter function, but I think Netflix was running
the thing. Okay, so yeah, and then like there was people who were brought up to speak, and like Jay-Z was one of the main people, and he was like, listen, like. Nah, I love Jay-Z though, because he was just like, he came out and he was like, listen, I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinions. Yeah. And pretty much like, who am I to tell you your opinion is wrong? But the one thing I will say though, I was just like, oh, here we go, come on, Sean, come on, Mr. Carter. He was like, the Just Blaze comment was a little, like...
A little unfair.
It was a little unfair. He was like, because you're talking about like a sample album or like a album sampling soul music. So it's like, how you gonna... And I was just like, oh my God. I was like, nah, for you to actually, like, that's the thing. No, but, and this is another thing with Ye is that nobody, if not him, could have brought Jay-Z out to say something. Jay-Z very much moves in silence.
I was surprised he had Twitter.
He got Instagram for a day and then deleted it, as he should. But the thing is like, no other artist like could probably do or say anything that would have Jay-Z respond to it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I mean, you also got to understand the history between the two people. Like, like those two specifically. Yeah, it makes sense. But I was just like, the fact that Jay-Z like then came and I was like, oh wow.
The situation was crafted for that. I feel like the only person to like, really come in and say something was Jay-Z. It was his album and these two great producers producing it. So it's like, come on, y'all. And I think who also deserves some praise here, I think Just Blaze handled it pretty professionally. Mm-hmm. And he was just like, whoa. Like, that's surprising you would say that kind of thing. And I feel like it's interesting to see that in the rap game now. Some people just taking things with like a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Not taking things too hard. I feel like it just showed excellent professionalism on Just Blaze's part, but just like, you know, a lack of ego.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people would have flew off on the hinge. You saw
Soulja Boy? That's exactly what I was literally gonna go into the tangent of. Do you see how other people are bro? Soulja Boy, tweet. Because I'm not surprised.
Everything I say on my mouth is
he's mad. He's mad funny to me. I don't know.
He was wild. Like Kanye was like, oh, why you talking about the thing? He's like, did you hear his trap? How did he say that?
Why would he say that?
I didn't even think it was that bad.
Yeah?
The Soulja Boy.
I don't think I ever heard it.
It wasn't like, it didn't deserve to be on Donda, but it wasn't that bad. I was surprised to say that. I'm personally looking forward to the retaliation between Big Sean.
Yeah.
Because he got confirmed to be on the next.
It was so funny, like the tweet thread of it, of like Big Sean, like, Drink Champs just hit me up. What the fuck did Kanye say?
He knew.
He was like, what did, like, and then the next tweet being the two pictures on some, like, I was just with him, like, a week or two ago, after the interview took place, and he didn't say anything about this.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's the other thing, like, also with, like, the professionalism of it all, like, for example, with how Just Blaze and Jay-Z handle it, I won't, like, speak to them too, especially because I feel like I expect as much professionalism as I got from, like, Jay-Z, just very much watching his movements, watching how he moves as a businessman, whatever. I don't really, like, know too much about Just Blaze as, like, an individual to tell you how he would have handled it. But it's, like, there's also that thing of, like, it goes back to the whole safety net thing that I was talking about, is, like, this aspect of, like, I can't help but feel that certain people in the industry might then, again, carry that thought of, like, this nigga's out of his mind. Like, you know, like, so I'm not going to be too pressed about what he says because he's, quote unquote, out of his mind, you know? And, like, but again, I'm not, like, saying that in terms of, like, the Just Blaze Jay-Z thing, because I feel like, again, knowing how Jay-Z moves, I'm not surprised that it was handled as such, regardless of, like, Ye and his diagnosis. But it's, like, I feel like certain people could easily then just be like, yeah, I'm not going to, bro, like, be just saying shit, you know? And I feel like, especially with the last few years, the MAGA discourse, everything, bro, like, a lot of people have been on the realm of this nigga just be saying shit, you know? But it's like, at the same time, a lot of people are still holding his words very heavy, like, or at least us regular folk, just in the sense of, like, bro, you're one of the best artists / producers of my time. Like, you know, and I'm always going to give you that respect. Through and through, like.
It's hard to balance that out.
It's very hard. Like, you know, it becomes very, like, and it's like, where do you draw the line? Where do you excuse shit? Where do you do this? Where do you do that? But it's like, that's not for us to do, you know? Like, especially with somebody with, like, a diagnosis like his. Like, I remember writing an article and I was like, bro, the moment niggas knew, like, shit was wrong was the whole VMA Taylor Swift shit. And that was, like, him genuinely, like, going through an episode at a time without him. I don't think he knew at the time he was bipolar. So it's like, but then you look at the rundown and the list of this person's actions, and it's like, what, you're really going to sit there and be like, nah, he was conscious doing this, he was having an episode doing that, like, that's not fair to him, and it's also not, like, you as the public can't distinguish it, you know, you can't, and, like, bro, and that's, like, that's one of the realest things, like, I actually appreciate about the interview, was Kanye saying that. There was a lot of context around it, around him saying the whole, like, every time I do something, people think I have an episode. But it's very true. Like, you know, especially after you were very, like, public about you being bipolar. And then it got incorporated into your marriage. And, like, it got incorporated into, like...
his career, too.
Yeah.
If you think about the cover of Ye, and, you know, he's actively saying, like, you know, this isn't a disability to me.
Yeah.
You know, it's my superpower. It's my strength. So it's, like, you can't, like, you know... I don't think that he's trying to, like, you know, weaponize
I don't think so either,
his disability is just like...
But I think he's more so trying to say, like, ever since I made it public, like...
Everyone's quick
that's what it is. Like, that's what it is now for y'all. With the divorce, with the divorce, that he was like, we're dead not divorced. There's a lot.
The shoe be fitting.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? But, like, even a lot of things, like, Kim has come out in a lot of interviews, too, on some, like, he would go through these episodes, or, like, he had, like, and it's like... Am I surprised? No, it's the Kardashians. Everybody knows every aspect of their life. But it's like when you also factor that in, and, like, you have somebody telling you the internal details of, like, your relationship or your marriage, relating to your mental health, it's like, you know, it adds more fuel to this fire of like his diagnosis kind of like just didn't become him, but for a lot of people it became something to throw in every time, whether it's a justification or let's not even think about what this nigga's saying because this, that, and the third. So I feel like it's that's why, at least on my behalf, like that's the one reason I give that man a little bit of grace in terms of like his actions and what he says, just because the realm he's in is not one that we're used to with any popular hip hop artist like really coming out about a mental health disease that's not depression. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of hip hop artists have come out and be like, yeah, I'm depressed, or actors, or this, that, and the third. But, like, for somebody to come out and tell you they're bipolar, or somebody to come out and tell you they're, like, schizophrenic, or, like, something that, like, truly, like, even, like, not to, like, downplay depression, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I feel like depression has been so heavily incorporated into the mental health conversation that now it's easier to talk about. It's easier to do this. It's easier to be, like...
It's more accepted widely.
You know what I'm saying? And, like... certain kind of like
anxiety,
and, you know, like things like that. It's like people, because it's like also those aren't diseases that people or like mental health issues that people think like make you do shit outside of schizophrenia, for example, where you're hearing voices, or outside of bipolar where it's like you're physically like not aware or conscious of like certain actions, like, but that also applies to anxiety and depression just on severe levels, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's weird, bro. I feel like the mental health thing is like, it's weird because everybody wants to have a say.
Yeah.
You know, especially in like, I think with big names like Ye, everybody wants to have a say. Everybody wants to quote unquote understand it in relation to him. But it's like, you either here for the ride or you not really with like the Ye situation. Like you either here for the ride to watch it through like, and like his career, or you're not. And it's like, it would be a lie to say that after he came out and told the world about his diagnosis that like, his career went on a downfall. Like, that's completely untrue. Because we've said it once, we've said it before. This is like our 10th, 11th time mentioning Kanye on this episode. Like, that man, there's no choice but for him to be relevant.
Yeah, until he goes.
Until he goes, since college dropout, bro, like, you here, bro. You put your foot in and it's here. Like, and people listen because of how, again, highly respected and like, bro, you're a great artist. Like, you make great art. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and you've been doing that since I got into music. Like,
I like his point on that too, and he was just like, yo, like,
the rapper thing.
Yeah, people call me. You call me a rapper. You're calling me a nigga.
Nah, that's okay.
He said like that's the new way of calling people a nigga, cause yo, like, it's for you to like make that the thing, you know. But I mean, like, bro, you're gonna discredit what I've done in this and what I've done in that, and I'm an artist, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a mogul, and I was just and he fully, you know, is doubling down on that because he was saying like, yo, look at my peers, they're the Jack Ma's of the world, the Elons, and you know the Bills. I'm just like, oh, okay. I could have swore you owed niggas money and you was broke on Life of Pablo, but go crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then he's doing that Gap. Like, and it was great. Yo, me and Malik had a moment because he was just like, yo, it's completely off tangent, but how hard you have to flex to be like, I don't have a home.
Huh?
He was like, I don't have a home. I don't have a house. That shit is a confine. It's a social thought. I just you basically like, I have like so much like clout and like social karma that like I'm wherever I'm at, people are like, oh no, here, like stay here. Oh no, the night's on us. This clothes on us. You know, I'm like, and it's just like interesting. You all think like getting to a bag is getting a big ass house. Getting to a real bag, no house.
No house. No house. No crib. No clothes. Just vibes. Just vibes. Just vibes off me walking into the spot. I mean, like, damn, like, outside of rich, like, it's also, like, notoriety. Again, you know, with that same thing of, like, bro, you've really done some shit. Especially with this career. Like, with this career of yours in the last, what? Bro, look at the last 10 years alone. Like, you know, like...
I feel like he's had a hold on me since high school, and I feel like he's been doing his shit well before I was like in elementary school. You know, like I feel like everyone's loved Kanye, but I feel like everyone finds that defined moment when it's like your music, I actively go find, I actively fuck with it. I don't know how to make this tangent into our next. But I think it would only be right that we gave a few moments of silence.
Yeah.
For the
lives lost at Astroworld Fest.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot of discourse around there.
I just want to, okay, before we get into that, I want to unpack because we were literally
just talking about
this man.
Yeah,
like,
the day before.
Friday night, y'all remember Travis dropped a 2-pack, you know, Escape Plan and Mafia. And Money and I were sitting here talking about it. And
talking about like brand name, Cactus Jack. And then I saw the baseball thing.
Right, you know.
Like literally that morning, like.
He just opened a garden at his, like, I believe, like what his
elementary school or like something like that, yeah.
For his
in honor of his
grandmother.
Yeah.
And, you know, and all these things, yo. And then to wake up the following morning to the headlines was insanity.
Yeah. It was a lot. I feel like, you know.
Like, bro, like I was to like, I called you, I texted you before that, but you to understand what my mindset was, I was heading out to Manhattan to go get some buy clothes or whatever, and it's a great day, it's a beautiful day. It's last Saturday, and you know, I heard about it before I left, but before, like, you know, I got to the store I was at and it was really like confined, and like, you know, I'm going through what I'm looking for, and I just the news cycle just keeps getting weirder. That's when they start dropping the news that, you know, there might have been someone there like injecting people. I was starting to read the firsthand accounts, and I was in the store and I feel like the walls were caving in on me. I wasn't even there, but I began to like, I was spinning in this place, and I knew like, yo, I gotta get what the fuck I'm getting and get the fuck out right now, because I feel like I'm about to like pass out. Like my heart is racing. Like this is devastating.
No, indeed. And like for me, I feel like I read the news and instantly like my mind got transported to like the week prior of me being in Rolling Loud. And like I remember the day before I went to Rolling Loud, I put out a tweet and I was like, I really pray that we actually protect each other at this festival, because we're New Yorkers and we're grimy and hostile on our best days. And it was like, I'm not gonna lie, bro, like, not the way it happened at Astroworld Fest, but I had the genuine fear through Rolling Loud of like, I saw one medic tent in the whole spot near the main stage. Mm-hmm. And when I was in the front, bro, there's just like, niggas don't care, bro, and niggas don't give a fuck. And it's like, it's unfortunate. Like, it's unfortunate because it's like, there's so many discourses and they're so disrespectful coming out about this incident on some like, you signed up to come to a Travis Scott concert, you should have known what you came here for. There's a 10-year-old who's like confirmed of the 8 dead. Niggas is like, why'd you bring your kid to this? And it's like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, don't get me wrong. Bringing a kid to a festival is a very like dangerous move in general. If you're gonna do it, I recommend staying on outskirts, regardless. Yeah. You know, just like in terms of safety. But you should never have that fear that you gotta bury your kid after it. You know, like, nobody should have had, like...
bury anyone.
You know, like, nobody should have, like, had that fear in going to that. Like, I'm a morbid person. So when I went to a festival and I had that fear, I had the fear because I was genuinely concerned about falling, getting trampled, and nobody picking me up. Like, you know, because niggas is in the midst of shit. But, like... But that's me because I'm a morbid person. And even at Rolling Loud, like, Camille was asking me, like, yo, is there an age restriction for Rolling Loud? And she was asking in regards to, like, people bringing their kids. And I was like, I honestly don't know. That's a good question.
I thought there was.
I thought there was.
At least 18.
I thought it was 18, 21. Like, one or the other. But You know, like, the incident, bro, it's tragic. I read a personal account from Peyton. She was there.
She was there.
And it hurt my heart to read it. And Peyton was just like, yo, like, y'all don't understand. Like, she was like, literally, there was a moment where everything was okay. And then a moment where quite literally it wasn't. Like, it was like a switch. And, like, that's when niggas was talking about with the injection. They were like, there was a crowd surge out of nowhere. And from Peyton's account, she was like, literally everything was cool one second, and then the next it wasn't. And people were just like so intensely crowding and pushing into the crowds. Bro, there was videos of like mobile medics trying to get in, and niggas are standing on top of their cars, not letting them get into the crowds. Like, and like Peyton was like, you don't understand, like where I was in the crowd even, like I'm walking through trying to get out, and I see people unconscious on the floor, passed out, and people and other people screaming for help, and medics literally cannot reach them. And so she ended it with like, I didn't think going to see like a hometown hero essentially in my hometown would be one of the most traumatic events of my life. And that's like, it pains me, bro. It pains me for so many people. Like, bro, I came in the day it happened, I told you like, one of our good friends and prior guests like knew somebody who passed away. So, you know, like it's really hitting so many people in so many different ways. The attendees, like who even weren't injured, it's hitting them in so many ways. Cause bro, like I've just been reading so many accounts of like, yo, you should have seen it. And then today I woke up and saw mad videos of like how many people broke in, and like, bro, no less than 350 people who are not supposed to be there were there. And jumped the gates, broke the fences, got in. And that there was a point where they went around like double checking everybody's wristbands, but once you're in, and at some point it didn't matter anymore. Like in the beginning of the festival type shit, like niggas was walking around checking, but at some point it did not matter anymore. Then it becomes the discourse of accountability and whose fault is it? And there's literally nothing but blame to go around, to be honest, in my opinion. On everybody. Like, literally. Biggest blame, in my opinion, the crowd. Who's gonna take care of us if not us? Like, truly. That's one. I don't have a hierarchy after that.
But honestly, that's what it is. Like, you know.
It's really at the core of it, it's the crowd.
Yeah. And us as a society, as humans, like, there's no way, like, the value of one human life to another is so vastly separated. Like you're here for a show from one of your favorite artists.
No, show showed the disparity. Like,
but there's a man,
bodies,
there's a body, there's kids, women, on the floor.
Like at least in Rolling Loud, I saw a lot of people passing out, like in the front, but I saw people carrying them out, holding them up to drag them out. At least us pushing people out the crowd because niggas is not making way for them and they need to get out.
People were being like
that shit. Like
I read an account of someone like they passed out and they said they had to be told what happened to them. Their body was crowd surfed out and they woke up in a tent and they
at least they got that.
Yo,
like,
and it's crazy.
But that's crazy.
It's crazy because they woke up, realized what the fuck was going on. They were a trained EMT.
Oh shit! So the person who passed out?
Yeah, they woke up and started checking on people's pulses.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's crazy that like you, a person who probably needs medical attention, has
woke up,
already go out.
People, yeah.
I think the second person to blame is organizers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There definitely has to be a larger scale of medical teams, whether they're outposts or teams that are laced within the crowd, or some kind of safety net to know, like, yo, like, this has to end right now.
Because like we were talking about right before we started recording, like, I read an account of a girl who was like, yo, they barely checked my bag, on my way in. So it's like, outside of that being a safety issue, like, the fact that people were able to break those fences, and people were talking about, bro, all they had to stop them from the festival was weak walls and a fence. Like, it would, bro, 20, 30 people putting weight on that fence, boom, it fell. And the amount of people that rushed in, like, So it's like, one, that's over capacity already. And it's like the security thing of not checking bags properly or checking anything properly on the walk-in is another thing. Because if a person genuinely did inject people, clearly they were able to bring it in with no problem. There's that, you know, and like, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that it feels like this event had to take place for now, hopefully future like stricter protocols to be in effect with organizer security, whatever. You know,
I'm not gonna lie to you though, with the whole fencing and people storming in, because if I'm not mistaken, there was a Playboi Carti concert that was happening in an arena in Houston that got canceled because one, people stormed in and they tore the fucking arena to shreds. And it happened a few days, like about a week or so. So it's crazy. I
didn't even know about that.
It's crazy to see that y'all saw pretty much the same exact thing happen, and the show like went on. Yeah. Granted, it's Travis Scott. You know, he's done a lot for the community, but I was just like, at some point, and I think I was talking to Malik about this too. Like, at some point, that whole like, you know, breaking down the barrier and getting into the shit, that aesthetic has to die, because I feel like a lot of people live off that marketing. You know what I'm saying? Like, inadvertently, look how lit his show is. Yeah. People are breaking in to get in. You know what I'm saying? When Playboi Carti started the Narcissist tour, you can check all over Instagram, you know, and Twitter. They're replaying this. You know, like, yo, look how, like, that don't seem like a safety issue to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Off the strength that, two, one, people are like stealing a concert, and, you know, ticketed event from other people who paid, which is completely unfair. I don't know.
There was a video of like, somebody posted of like this kid at Astroworld, and he like threw a full drink into the crowd. And I think it started a fight where it landed because somebody thought like the people right behind him threw it, whatever. It's like, that be that dumb shit, bro. What the fuck did you come here for? Because you clearly did not come to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, start mix.
Bro, you know how many Four Locos were thrown at Rolling Loud?
I ain't that shit, bro.
Bro, like, Omar ducked one of them, bro, and hit the nigga right behind him. And he saw it all happen. He was like, it would have been me if I didn't duck. And Kevin got sprayed with it. Like, bro, it's like, there's just like a level of like stupidity, bro. Like, literally just like blatant cognitive dissonance of like, why the fuck did you come, bro? There's that. And
sorry to cut you off. You know what's the type of people to do that shit? You know, the first time I ever witnessed some stupid shit like that, it was the night Syracuse beat Clemson.
Yeah, bro.
And it was at Castle Court, bro. That is the first time I saw it. I'm like, whoa, y'all are completely wilding. Throwing beer bottles and cans into the air, into a crowd. What the fuck are y'all doing, bro?
What's wrong with... Literally,
I never went back to that shit after that, bro.
It's crazy. And then, like, I feel like I have... Like, we have to talk about it. There's a lot of discourse going around blaming Travis himself. I won't say he's not at fault. Because he is. In the sense that numerous times, a plethora of times, artists have stopped shows for bullshit at that. For dumb shit in the crowd. Like, somebody screaming some dumb shit, like a sign. Artists have stopped full arena tours for that shit. You know, big artists too. Not no regular, rinky-dink niggas. And there was a snippet of Travis saying something about something happening in the crowd. And didn't even give it like a minute until he started performing again.
Yeah.
So, you know, there was that. And then there was the apology video of him, like, doing like he was moving like a Brooklyn nigga that you just like aired out for some shit, and he tried to apologize. It was the whole 2-minute video. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, bro, I can't say you don't seem remorseful. I don't know your personality to say what remorse looks like on you or doesn't, bro. And, like, again, you're a person who very much does care about his fans, about the community. So I'm not, like, I don't think you're lying when you say, like, you're saddened by this happening. But it's kind of like one of those things where, like, somebody does bad or does dirty, like does you dirty, and now they're trying to come after like the aftermath of it all and being like, damn, yo, like that's my fault. Like I see where I could have done more. Like you're not stupid at the same time, bro. Like you've had shows this big. You know what I'm saying. So it's like that's where the only place I'll place any blame on him in the sense of like you could have stopped your show right then and there on some cut all the music, cut everything. Yo, check on the people around y'all right now. Who needs help? Somebody do something. Like, you know, because, like, it wasn't, like, a one-off event in one section of the crowd. It was in multiple spots. So it's, like, there's only so much he can also do, you know, which is why I won't say it's his fault. But I will say, that's why I started this off with, there's enough blame to go around, literally, on everybody, bro. On the people that were attending that were doing the dumb shit, that weren't helping people, on not having enough medics in the spot in general, not having like a stricter thing of organization, like
it wasn't planned correctly,
you know. And at the end of it, bro, like I have nothing but, you know, sympathy and empathy for the lives lost, for the families of the lives lost. Very like, because I know financial burdens are real when it comes like, and real life, like a financial burden, like a financial compensation don't do shit for me losing my friend, my partner, my brother, my sister, whatever. But I do appreciate artists who were there, or artists in general that are coming out and like donating their shit. Like Roddy's donating all of his net compensation to the families. I know Travis himself was like, I want to locate who the families are so we can help them. I know Cuddy came out and even made a statement about like, you know, so it's like.
Oof, I knew I heard Travis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, like that's really one of your contemporaries. I know that's someone that you definitely pride yourself on, you know, reaching that level, and to have someone like that just be like, yo, like this is fucking with me.
Yeah, it's a lot, bro. It is. But like with that being said, like I hope this just allows like.
Yo, like it. Oddly enough, I like we were joking about this earlier, but I feel like for the modern day like music festival, like this is the 9/11 of it.
And yeah. As wacky as it is to say,
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people are saying like, you know, after this, like ticket price is about to go up. Schlater, homie.
Hey.
Lil D, nope. Why would you even think that? Why would you think that? Why would you?
Oh.
By the body.
Later, bye.
Lil D, y'all. Oh my god. Why? I was even saying like, you know,
ticket price going up.
The ticket price is going up because the price to insure concerts now is gonna spike. There's no way anyone's gonna insure Astroworld again.
Yeah.
Respectfully. And then as a money thing.
I mean, we say that now. In a year,
I wouldn't even. I ain't gonna hold you. If I'm Travis, I'm not. Yo, I'm like, that was the last one.
That was, yeah. If I'm
that was the last
same.
one. I
Same,
don't know
unless
if you create
I can
a new
do
one.
something new and safer. Maybe not an open arena, maybe not a festival, but the whole point of it was to recreate the amusement park, to like have that whole. Yeah, I don't know, bro. If I was you, I don't know if I would. I don't know, bro. Cause what? No.
And what shocked me too is like going back on top of the organization of it all. I feel like the modern day huge like these big festivals, they have like that dividing line that splits the crowd in half. One it makes the one large mass into two more manageable masses, and then it also allows emergency services to have fast ways to like come down the aisle. People can be moved to the middle.
Yeah, there was that for a really long. There was like gates separate. I didn't know what the gates were for. I thought like, because I was walking to the main stage, there was a gate and then another gate, but it kind of looked closed off. So I thought it was like VIP or something. And Savon had told me like, no, they did that last year where this is like a separator from like the back pretty much, and then the crowd. I was like, oh, okay, word. I liked it until it's time to get out. Because you don't realize where the gate is. Because it's so clustered with people. So I thought I was walking to get out, and I hit the gate. And I was like, oh my God, now I have to find my way around the gate some way. Because I was going through the middle. I was in the middle of the crowd. And I guess I didn't like even fathom where the gate was. Like I couldn't see. So I'm just walking. I see a little people elevate, and I'm like, And I realized that's the gate, they were sitting on the gate. So I was just like, fuck. And now I'm in the middle, and now you're back in a crowd trying to figure out which way to go. So it's like, it becomes a little, but I feel like it was helpful in the sense of like separating the crowd. You know, that way, like, yeah, there's still about like 100 to 350, 400 heads behind you trying to push, but at least it's not the rack and a half, like 2 racks of people. And it's like, I don't know, bro. There's a lot to consider with so many of these things. Like,
yeah, that honestly,
it was crazy, bro.
You know,
even Rolling Loud, bro. Like when I went, like the amount of fights I saw, bro, was crazy. Saw niggas gushing blood, bro, like from getting into fights. Like I saw a dude on the floor, not even passed out, just bleeding, and another dude standing over him, pretty much like, no bitch, stay down there until security got there. And this was not a security guard; it was a random guy, just standing over him, legs wide, like this. And we're all watching. Cause we're all like, what's going on? I thought he was bitching him in the middle of the crowd. Like I thought I was watching some freaky deaky shit, and he was bitching him in the crowd. Like that's what I thought was going on. And then I realized, and then somebody asked him. He was like, oh no, he was in a fight, so I'm keeping him here until security got here. And honestly, I felt to him like, yo, get this nigga out, bro, because clearly you here to fight. Like, you know, get out. So it's like I saw a lot of shit. Like even like I told you, bro, like security at Rolling Loud type shit. Like I could have brought in some dangerous ass shit and put it in my bag, not in my metal, and not because there was metal detectors, so cool. I couldn't have had like a gun on my body. I could have put a knife in my purse. You know, I could have put something in my purse, bro. The first day was the only day my fanny pack was opened. The second and third day, because it was clear, niggas just kind of looked at it. It's like, go ahead. And they can't ensure that there's a male and female security at every checkpoint to pat people down. So I never got patted down. Whether it was a woman, most of the niggas got patted down. Like men got patted down very lightly. None of the women got patted down, or like femme presenting people. So it was like, it was easy to tell like, okay, this could have easily not been a safe event either.
It's gonna be, and niggas is moving real reckless. Like we don't know this country has a fucking epidemic of niggas just picking up a gun and flocking at niggas.
Literally. Bro, this
happened in Vegas, like, what, 2 years ago?
Was it you who was saying, like, this Astroworld shit was low-key like a terrorist attack?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Like, because, like, bro, and niggas was like, because, like, the people were injected, it seems like it was a targeted attack, and I'm like, I don't think he targeted the specific people, but he definitely meant to, like, harm people in general. I'm just like, so niggas gotta go through background checks now when we buy concert tickets.
Something's gonna change,
gonna change. Something has to, bro. And if it doesn't, that's sick. Honestly. If it doesn't, like, I feel like it's telling of the country, of the industry, which is like, I also wouldn't be surprised if something doesn't change. But, like, something has to. Because how do you ensure safety after this? For anything. For any festival. Mm-hmm. You know, concerts is different, bro. Like, security at Barclays be on their shit. Security at MSG be on their shit.
Yeah.
You know, like, but I'm talking for New York stadiums. There's barely security when you go to, and these are stadiums and arenas. Barely security when you go to fucking Terminal 5 or when you go to, like, even SOBs. Like, they check, but they don't, you know, you can finesse. Like, you know, I can put something in my sock, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but for real, like, I can really put some shit in my sock. Like, that's my thing. Like, but, like, big arenas and stuff like that, like, I think their security is okay. Obviously, you can do better. But I think in festivals that are coming up, especially things in open areas, like how Rolling Loud is run, Lollapalooza, Pitchfork, like, bro, you know how many times Sabrina has told me, sneaking into Lolla is easy. She was like, I've done it. Like, you know, like, she's done it and knows people who've jumped over fences, broken over fences, like, to get into stuff like that. And she's even been like, yo, come to Chicago, it'll be easy for you to get in. And I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, you know? So it's like, even that, like...
Do you feel safe, though? Like moving forward after this, like, you know, we're music lovers. You know, we love this aspect of meeting other people, but... Because I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, it makes me feel strange.
It makes me feel strange, and I feel like it just makes me also have, like, certain, like, reservations of, like, if I do go, certain things. One... I was already on this timing for Rolling Loud. Honestly, I'm good off being in these crowds.
Yo, you know my body.
Yeah, I knew. But, like, bro, when I was in the front for Uzi, it was too much. Like, it was niggas, bro, I almost fell so many times. And literally, like, God bless Savon. Because there was not a moment in time I did not feel that man's arm holding some part of me to make sure I did not fall. And to make sure niggas was not wilding. Because it was OD, like, you know how many, like, men I saw around me just holding arms out to make sure niggas, it's OD, bro. So it's like, one, I'm good off crowds. Like, crowds like that. That's one. And two, I'm less inclined to go to a group of people. I was never with a group.
Okay.
Like a large group. Like, I was never inclined to go to a large group. I don't like going to, like, places like that or festivals like that with large groups of people because I cannot hold myself accountable for everybody. Like, it's so hard for me to do that. I like having, if I'm not by myself, which I don't like being by myself just because I have anxiety and I like to have, like, a grounding person, I need at least one or two people. And I'm going max 2, 3. Because, like, Camille was a good person to have, but I was anxious. Camille's small. Mm-hmm. You know, like, she's a small, thin person. Like, I get worried for you. But I know in my head that somebody else at this fucking event is checking for me. And checking to make sure I'm good and that I'm going home with somebody. Like, even the first day Camille wasn't with me, found 2 people, they made sure I was good the whole way, and Jordan found me at the end and went all the way home with me. Like, you know, so, like, things like that, like, it makes me, but a large group, like that last day, when we ended up being around, like, 10 niggas, I looked at Camille, I was like, yo, bro, I'm looking out for you, bro. I'm looking out for you, bro. And you're checking for me. I'm not checking for all these people that I'm seeing around right now, because I didn't invite all these people to be with me. I invited you. I said, we're going together. So I'm less inclined to go in crowds for the sake of, like, it's too much, like, for my anxiety and mental state to handle having to take account for every person. That, the crowds, and just being more vigilant, bro. Like, it definitely makes me not want to, like, drink or do anything at these, like, events.
Yeah.
If I'm doing anything, it's smoking. It makes, because I want to be I gotta be on pivot now, which I always am. But now I have to be extra vigilant. Right. In case, not even just for me, bro, in case I see some shit and somebody needs help. You know, because clearly, like, niggas had seen it at Rolling Loud. Some niggas needed help and did not get it because the people around them did not give a fuck. And now I refuse to be one of those people. I never would be, but now specifically, like, I refuse to be one of those people because I can't have that on my conscience. I can't go to sleep at night like that. It's a very personal thing. I can't go to sleep like that, bro. Knowing I deadass could have done something, bro. Something, whatever it was. I might not be strong. I might not be able to carry somebody out. Bro, I would have got you off the floor. If the littlest thing I could do is pick you up off the floor, the littlest thing I could do is pour some water on your face to wake you. Bro, something. And it's like, now it makes me, like, if I choose to be in these events, way more mindful of that shit. Of, like, you know, being prepared to help somebody if they need it. Which I usually am already on that, but, you know, it's like, it puts you more on edge, it puts you more on pivot, and it's like, it's hard, bro. It's hard. It's hard to be a musical lover and enjoy live music and, like, think, like, shit, now I have fears that are now genuine. Yeah. Like, you know, like, now, like, bro, you know how many people hit me after this happened, and I deadass never answered their texts because I was like, don't hit me on some shit like that. A lot of people hit me after the Astroworld shit and said, now I understand why you were worried about Rolling Loud. I was like, bro, don't hit me with that dumb shit, nigga. Yes, I know, because I had a fear of death going to this shit. I had a fear of injury going to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And then a week later, 8 deaths total up at a festival. That's for one artist.
Let's not talk about the injuries.
And not even talk about the injuries, bro. And that's for one artist, not 60 plus. You know, like, there's just a lot, bro. And they're also 2 different things. You know, 3 stages. I think Astroworld's just the stage. Like, you know, so it's like everybody crowding to that one thing. So it's like, that's as if everybody from, you know, Rolling Loud did that. But that never was or could have been the case. Because of how many people they have performing at the same time as well. Even J. Cole, bro. Literally half. It was half the crowd at Cole and half or more of the crowd at Cardi. Because they were on at the same exact time. You know, like, so it's like things like that. Like, that's why they're very different in terms of, like, how they're handled and how they operate. But the overall fear of, like, the shit that happens at festivals, like, it's just escalated, bro. And it's sad. The whole situation was very heartbreaking. Yeah. And like I said, bro, I have nothing but, like, remorse and empathy for these families because, like, that should have never been the fear or the worry of burying somebody you love, you know? Or if somebody you love going to something that they love or they enjoy, or hearing an artist they love or enjoying, that is the outcome. It's sad. It's heartbreaking, you know?
I'm ready for the metaverse, yo. I'm ready to be an avatar and go to a little digital concert.
A digital concert?
I won't get hurt. I'll be right in the mosh. Yeah, I'll be in the mosh.
I'll be there.
You know what I'm saying?
In the mosh.
I honestly, I'm not a religious man, but I pray for Travis Scott. You know, like, I don't think anybody deserves something like this on their mental. And, you know, before we go as well, stop blaming fans.
Yeah.
Who weren't even there, had nothing to do with it.
Like, people who are merely fans of him, like...
You know, like, you mentioned our good friend Sai, past guest, like, people are hitting him up like, yo, you're the reason.
Yeah, like, the two mans.
Yeah, I'm just like,
I'm like, bro, like, y'all are sick, bro. Like, that's, like, what? Like...
Bro, I had to take a break off Twitter for, I'm still not on right now.
Bro, even
like,
IG, like, everything I scroll down, it's a new piece of information. Or it's, like, a different source telling me the same piece of information. So it's, like... And it's, like, that's why I also, like, was a little hesitant to have this conversation right now, just because, like, I feel like I don't like having conversations about shit that happens like this in the midst of it all because I don't have all the details. But at the end of it, I know people passed away. And I know where I place blame. Like I said, bro, it's a little bit of everywhere. So it's like, it's my thing of like, the new information doesn't change that outcome to me. You know, of people passed away and all of y'all could have done better. The people there, like, in terms of like people there, like, and again, I'm not going to sit here and tell the people who were attending, who were helping, like, y'all didn't do enough. Like, especially after reading, like, Peyton's account of, like, bro, there's literally certain shit that, like, you could only do so much. Especially, like, certain people in the crowds and how niggas was trying to get out to survive on their own account, too. So it's, like, there's a lot, bro. There's a lot revolved in that situation. And at the end of it, yeah, I want to see what Travis is going to do. I'm not going to lie. Because I feel like on a certain level, it's going to take a hit to his, like, branding and reputation.
Absolutely.
You know?
The brands are going to want to step away from Mr. Pop.
At least for a little bit, yeah. Until something gives.
Yeah. And rightfully so.
Yeah.
I think this probably will be better for him to just take some time. Definitely pushing back Utopia.
100%, yeah. Because that, like... And it's funny because it was, like, right before Astroworld Fest was, again, the baseball shit and, like, the Cactus Jack, like, Foundation, all these shit. So I'm just, like, it's, like, a lot of things of, like, I hope he doesn't go the realm of, like, cognitive dissonance and just starts posting, like, regular pics and shit again soon. Because I really hope he doesn't do it, bro. Like,
I know we talk about the video a lot with him posting his, like, you know, his take on it and, like, his apologies, but... As much as, like, his words and his, like, expressions don't show, I don't know. I'm looking at his face and the way he's keeping his head down. And I know for a fact this is haunting him. Because I feel like he understands and appreciates how much his fans mean to him.
And make his career,
and make his career. He's super, super for the people, or like his people, his mob. And to see that people died, you know, what feels like on your hands... And, you know, young fans at that too, bro. Yeah. I can't imagine it's nothing but devastating.
No, yeah. I remember somebody had posted something on their story and they were like, Travis Scott has blood on his hands. And I was like, that's like a heavy sentiment to make. Like, you know, because again, like, it also feels like, okay, that's where you're placing your blame on him for not stopping his show, which is not an irrational thing to do. But it's like, it's very objective in the sense like you're not seeing everything. Like, you know, you're seeing a very small piece of a very big picture of, like, there was a lot that did not go into this planning. And, you know, like, bro, and bro, Travis knows his fans best, bro. You know how your concerts get. So more medics should have been on standby. More medics should have been in the crowd already, like, or now, you know, for next time, like, we need to have these people already set in the crowd, like, you know, and I don't know, there's a lot, and there's a lot of moving parts, but I hope that he makes amends in whatever way feels best for him and for the families of the people who passed away, you know, and or the people injured. Yeah. I just hope amends are made in the, like, best way possible for them, not for how the world or the fans need to see amends, because it's not for them. It's for the people who, like,
Hurt.
were hurt and affected by this, you know? Attendees, whether they were, like, injured or not. Like, overall, I hope everybody, like, heals and finds some peace from this situation, because it's, again, bro, it's sad. It's a very saddening situation to hear about and even speak about.
Yeah.
And it feels really wrong to end on this note.
On this note, yeah.
I know. It feels so wrong to end on this note, but it's like, bro, nothing more can be said, you know? But I just hope the aftermath of everything is in an upward trajectory, as much as it can be, you know? Like, again, that money not gonna bring these people back.
No.
But I hope in some way it helps, whether it's funeral costs, whether it's this, whether it's that. I hope that in some way it does what it needs to do. But with that being said, y'all, it's your homie ATM.
Yeah, it's your boy O.
We are the Lingo, baby. Thank y'all for tuning in to a kind of heavy episode.
Yeah.
But we hope y'all stay up, stay easy, and please, please, please
Take care of one
take care
another.
and stay safe. Later, y'all.
Later.